Hello everybody and welcome to... I don't even know what we're gonna call it. Let's just call this series Voices. So that I'm gonna probably have to make a whole new, what's it called, playlist about this. So, if I might, we're just gonna call this Dungeons and Dragons because we're gonna have this be a continuous little series that we're gonna be doing. And today we're gonna do the first quest we take interest in. Isn't that right, Galaxy Cat Meow?
Yes.
In this video, we are gonna be taking some code names. /9 name is gonna be Sword Slinger, and his name is gonna be Elephant. Just because of his skin, I just want to call him that now. I have him joined, but right now he's taking a bit. Alright, sound, alright. Now that he joined the game, time to start.
Welcome back. I had such a great time playing Dungeons and Dragons with you last time. I'm glad you've decided to come back for more. Catra and Vaer had some wild adventures together, but you didn't get to hear the full story.
Just so you guys know, we're gonna basically be doing this video, and then we're doing it backwards. We're supposed to be playing the first one, but
you'll get to see how Catra's
basically got the second one, blah 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 blah.
Closely.
Meet new characters, I don't really like
talk with some of your favorites, fight new monsters, and explore hidden corners of the Forgotten Realms. First off, though, do you want a refresher on how the game works? Great.
Yeah.
Let's get... Now, you were playing Catra, but do you mind reminding me what class you were? Sure thing. You might remember that every player in Dungeons and Dragons has a certain type, job, or, as we call it, a class that they play as. Each class grants different abilities which can have a big influence on your strategy and playstyle. Paladins are holy warriors who focus on healing and bonking their enemies with the might of whichever deity they worship. Your classic knight in shining armor, with magic to boot. Wizards manipulate the magic of their world to both protect themselves and to incinerate foes with blasts of elemental fury. Everyone loves a good fireball. Rogues are the sneaky, stabby type who specialize in poisoning their enemies and staying far from danger while the bad guys drop like flies. Barbarians? Well, barbarians would benefit from some serious anger management help, except that their overpowering rage lets them wade into the thick of things with an axe, and more or less ignore when they get a spear in the chest. This ringing any bells? Now, you were playing Catra, but do you mind reminding me what class you were?
I was... let me quickly think. Oh yeah, I remember. I was Rogue. What were you, Elephant? Do you know how to address me?
Barbarian.
No, my thing is Stab. If you want to address me, just call me the Stabber.
Stabber.
Alright, cool. Alright, so you...
I don't know how to choose.
Oh, of course you don't. Alright, so basically push 9 on your keyboard.
9.
Click it. Right, now basically push one of the, push one of the keys that make you move. If you're trying to move sideways, I would push D. I'd push D. And if you're trying to select, then hold down right click. And then just push 1 on your keyboard. 1 on your keyboard.
Now, your character's growth is going to be a bit different this time around, so we're going to allocate your stats from scratch.
Alright,
okay,
so let's see what...
Next, let's allocate your stats. You want me to explain how stats and dice rolling work in this game? You'll also see that your class already has stats that will best support their ability. Do you want to make them better at what they already do?
Alright. So now open menu and do what you want. So basically, in my opinion, wanna have wisdom. Oh, my attacking isn't too good right now. Oh, how much do I have left? Fun stat point available. You know what, I'm gonna do it, boy. No. So what are your stats gonna be? Okay. I'm hoping that you'll do soon. A Minecrafted Wizards of the Coast. Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons. Dedicated to the storytellers of the world.
Great. Now that we've cleared that up, let's start with a little recap. You are playing
Just so everyone
as
knows, I'm going to try to
Catra,
make
a
these
young
20
adventurer
minutes
from Nash
long.
Kell.
Every one of these videos
Your
20 minutes
parents
long.
tasked you to
So then it's not
investigate
like
a
as long
series
as
of
some of the
disappearances
other
in your
ones.
village, suggesting that you speak to the nearby dragon, Endandravarir, or Vair for short. However, when you arrived in his cave, you witnessed a horrible scene. Mysterious assailants trapped Vair's soul in a coin and stole his body away after infecting it with some sort of parasite for their own nefarious purposes. The villains then misplaced the coin, and you, upon touching it, found Vair's soul forced into your own body. Note that Vair can talk to you, but only you can hear him. You return to your village only to find it set ablaze by the same people who had trapped Vair. They seem to be hunting you while everyone in your entire village, including your parents, have gone missing. As the pair of you set off on a journey to restore Vair to his body and rescue the missing townspeople,
Well, whatever.
you begin exploring the world outside of your village for the first
Whoa.
time. You two
I've never
meet
seen
new
this
allies,
before.
battle
Is this
surprising and
grass?
challenging enemies, and eventually learn of a coming calamity. While your relationship with Vair is rocky at first, you both find a strange comfort in
I'll
one
stop
another's
talking.
company, despite your unusual circumstances. Vair, however, has a terrible fear of small spaces and confinement, as they remind him of being rendered helpless while having his soul ripped from his body and stuffed into a coin. We rejoin our heroes after having faced the mage who stole Vair's body. But this story isn't about him. No, this is about your deal with Thesserai, Archmage and the Sage of Magic at Candlekeep. After you were arrested for sneaking into Candlekeep's inner ward, Thesserai offered to dismiss the charges and even help you to put Vair's soul back into his body in exchange for help with a task. Now that you have completed Thesserai's request, you return to the Great Library, where the powerful wizard awaits. After reporting to him, he reveals that those responsible for Vair's predicament may be a cult that worships insane,
attack
horrifying
and
gods from
wrist
beyond the
bites.
stars called Elder Evils. He even has a lead on something that may help separate your soul from Vair's. Before you leave, though, it seems that he has another matter of great importance to discuss.
Just so you guys know,
I almost forgot.
this video might be a
Before
little
you
bit
head off to
longer if
Icewind
they have too
Dale,
much
there
more
is
of
a
these.
favor I would like to ask of you. There's a magical artifact
If
that
they
might
have
as
too
well
much
be a
more
physical
of this
representation of
dialogue.
chaos and probability, known colloquially as the Deck of Many
Restart.
Things. I've been experimenting with chaos magic for the past year or three, and the Deck of Many Things has been integral to my research. Unfortunately, the problem with chaos magic is that it is, well, chaotic. My investigations have been rather fruitful, but one of my experiments may have gone a little, unexpectedly. And now the deck has been scattered all around the Sword Coast, even up to Icewind Dale. I cannot make the trip myself, I have too many responsibilities here, but if you can collect the cards for me, then we can both benefit from whatever magics I uncover in my work. Fortunately, I had the foresight to place tracking spells on each card, partly to see where the cards go after someone draws one. Unfortunately, the tracking is imprecise, so I can only point you in the right direction. That being said, each card is a magical artifact in its own right, and is likely to have attracted some attention. Simply asking around and helping out the locals as you go could be a good way of finding the missing cards. Just don't try to reorganize them. Strange things could happen if you do, ranging from the inconvenient to the levels of horror that are reserved for nightmares and particularly bad advertisements. As a note, though, chaos magic is related to the energies of the outer planes. In other words, this research could be useful in finding out exactly what that masked mage with his little army of eldritch horrors intends to do. It might even help you find Endan Dravair's body. Just food for thought. Have fun roughing it in the wilds.
Katra, the Deck of Many Things is one of the most legendarily powerful artifacts in all the realms.
I gathered. But what does it actually do?
The Deck of Many Things is a set of cards like those you'd find in a set of playing cards. But each card carries with it a powerful magical effect. Using it is always risky, as some effects can be advantageous, but others
Dang it.
disastrous.
Alright, you wanna do a contest to see
Few
who
know exactly what the possibilities of its use are, but it is powerful enough to cause untold chaos in the wrong hands. At the same time, in the right hands, it could be the deciding factor in turning the tides of war. We must secure all the missing cards, as much as it pains me to do the bidding of Thessarai.
Yikes. I guess we better get going then.
Both those are pretty far, but boom!
Alright,
Fly them both.
so hello everybody, and welcome to the first video of Dungeons and Dragons Minecraft. This is part 2, so I'm probably gonna make a playlist of this, and I'm gonna recommend the first one first.
You again.
So if you guys don't really want to any spoilers,
Thesserai's decision to make a deal with you.
then basically I just watch. Once the other playlist comes out, I just do the other
Makes
one. Bye.
upholding the law difficult if people think they can just make an agreeable exchange after they commit a crime. Still, perhaps we can get some use out of you. Help make up for the damage you did in the catacombs.
You're going to keep giving me the stink eye whenever I pass by if I don't help you, so sure, what do you need?
Before you illegally entered the city, you might have noticed the small mist-shrouded island near Candlekeep. I need you to go there and lift the curse that keeps a perpetual mist in place. The lighthouse there is entirely obscured, and we need it visible, lest approaching vessels crash into the rocks. We've already had several such losses in the 3 years since this began. This is bad for commerce and an unacceptable hazard.
And what do I get out of this? Your goodwill?
Yes, plus payment. I do not expect you to risk your life for free, or work at all for free, unless it is to redress your crimes.
I'll look into this for you, but I'm not making any promises. I don't exactly specialize in curses.
That is fine. Information is what we need most of all. Go there, then tell us what you find. Head down to the docks attached to the Court of Air.
Alright, so first of many series. Alright. Well, I hope it's first of many. So, anyways, let's first explain this game. If I'm right, it's a role-playing game where you get to choose what kind of path you take. And I already chose a path. Slash, I forgot what I already chose. But yeah. Now I have these moves: Sneak Attack and Wrist Strike. Elephant Boy, what do you have?
I have Fireball, Storm Area, and Winds.
Alright. So let's quickly fast fight this.
Can I help you with something?
The captain of the guard said that you would take me to that island with the lighthouse on it.
Ah, another one, huh? Hope you have your affairs in order. Seems like half the people I take over there for her never make the return trip.
Yeah, she said something along those lines too.
Huh, your funeral? Well, come on then. I'll play the part of ferryman to the afterlife again, it seems.
Alright. See ya. That's most likely a side.
That is disquieting. Perhaps there is a siren about.
A what?
A creature that sings to lure people into danger, usually to run a ship ashore so that it can eat whomever falls in the water. Keep an eye out. They are devious, but not too dangerous in the fight.
These skeletons are still wearing what's left of their armor.
They must be what is left of some of our predecessors, but I cannot tell whether these were avowed soldiers or mercenaries like us.
Like us? I'm not a mercenary.
You agreed to payment from someone you do not owe allegiance to in exchange for risking your life. That makes you a mercenary, especially considering how you are now killing monsters to secure that payment.
That's... okay, that's fair.
It is nothing to be ashamed of.
Ugh. How is that sound supposed to lure anyone? It makes me want to run the other way.
Indeed. Perhaps not a siren, but something else. Look at that wall. Something happened there where that frame hangs.
Indeed, there is a simple frame here, though you do not know what for, and there is some damage to the wall behind it. Something glints in the light. You notice slivers of a reflective material clinging to the very edge of the frame and realize that this was once a mirror, though all of its glass is missing.
Let's go.
I really don't like the sound of that.
Nor I. Be careful, child. That is no siren we hear. Arturo, that is a banshee! Block your ears, lest its wail kill you!
It can kill me just by screaming?
Stop! Please. I am sorry. I shall not try to hurt you again. My mind is not entirely my own, and I was frightened.
You were frightened. You tried to kill me.
I am sorry. I have been in this state for some time, and it feels like my thoughts become a bit more chaotic and nonsensical with every day. New people surprise me and upset me, especially after some tried to destroy me, and I have been alone for so long.
Who are you? Are you why this fog is always in place? Why won't you let anyone light the lighthouse?
My name is Cylindra. When I was alive, I had a vision for the city, a way to better it. But the sages were not willing to surrender the power they so cherish. I was sentenced by the petty and jealous men who rule Candlekeep to be this lighthouse's keeper for the rest of my days. One night, though, a ship appeared and grazed this island's rocky shore. I watched it happen, looking for any sign of why the crew did not steer away. But instead of men on the decks, I saw rats. Thousands of them. Many fled from the ship and onto the island, swimming to shore before swarming the tower. I locked the doors and heard them scratching and biting at the wood and trying to climb the walls. There was no way out, and I could only sit and listen, trapped. Eventually, I died, and my spirit was bound here by the horror that I had experienced. I cannot leave and am forced to relive those memories every day. It's driving me mad.
Do you know how we could bring you peace? Send you to the afterlife?
No, but I do know how you can free me from this island, at least. There is a circle of stones in the woods where druids sometimes meet to worship and conduct rituals. There is strong magic in that place, and if you burn my bones on the altar, along with a symbol of the event that so cursed me, my spirit will be lifted into the air with the smoke and ash, setting me free from my prison. I will be able to wander the world and leave those terrible memories behind.
What do you mean by a symbol? Any idea what we could use?
The ship that brought the rats here washed ashore nearby. That vessel was the architect of my death and will provide the means of my freedom. Find something unique to the ship, something that shows its identity, like the boards where its name is painted, for example.
All right then. I'll help you.
Thank you. Truly, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Here. I will feel when the deed is done, and both the fog and I shall depart the moment it is, never to return. Farewell.
I'm almost dead. Yeah, you died.
Child, I would be careful of that one. Banshees are not your average ghost or lost soul, and the stories I have heard are far from flattering. As far as I know, they are always elf women who have been punished for some misdeed. You may want to ask Thesserai about why she was imprisoned here before deciding to loose her upon the world. As one of the city's sages, he likely knows what happened.
I'll think about it.
Surprised to see you still alive.
Getting tired of guard duty. I want to go back to studying magic.
From atop the city walls, I saw a tree fall in the forest, but I wasn't there to hear it. Did it still make a sound?
Back again? I'll take that to mean you want something.
Do you know anything about a woman who was forced to be the lighthouse keeper? She died and is turned into a banshee.
Oh, yes. Lindra Amakir, that venomous woman, was sentenced to the island for trying to take over Candlekeep. She had a small, dedicated following that wanted to make her queen and force the avowed into servitude under her. She'd threatened and obtained blackmail on so many of the people in charge of the city that no one would dare arrest her until the sages themselves became involved. It nearly became a civil war. We sentenced her to the island so that she could serve the city that she had nearly destroyed while warning incoming ships away from the rocks and her equally perilous self. Yes, that one came back to bite us, huh?
She wants to be free of the island, and told us that burning her bones at the druidic shrine, along with the symbol of the thing that killed her, would let her leave the island.
If done properly, it would do just that, and divines above help us if that were to happen. Knowing her, she would immediately seek vengeance and then abuse her new freedom to torment whomever looked at her sideways in life. It is not in a banshee's nature to recognize their own faults. They always blame others.
So we just leave her? Give up on the lighthouse?
Not necessarily.
If you grind her bones to dust at the shrine, and then that will tie her to the shrine long enough for her soul to pass on into whatever wretched afterlife she deserves. That being said, she probably won't be too happy if you do that, and will try to stop the... Please at least consider doing the right thing, even if it's risky and a pain in the posterior.
I'll tell you how it goes.
I've turned away so many visitors. Hope the sages figure out this.
Good day.
There, that figurehead on the ship will do perfectly for dealing with the Banshee Selindra. The shrine. If you have not yet, consider the repercussions of your decision here. It may be more dangerous for you to banish Selindra, but setting her free could be disastrous.
Maybe. You think she's learned her lesson?
I sincerely doubt it.
What will you do? Free the Banshee or send her spirit onto whatever comes next? You take Selindra's bones and begin crushing them with a stone, grinding them into shards against the altar, and then into even finer pieces until all that remains is a grainy dust. Scooping it up with your hands, you walk around the altar, scattering the remains into the dirt and grass before turning and setting the dragon-shaped figurehead alight.
Oh, what have you done? Traitor, liar! Obedience or worship! To meet my end here, then I will take you.
You did the right thing, Contra. Now Candlekeep can have its lighthouse back and its people can sleep in peace, knowing that such a creature will not haunt them. Well done.
Huh. Cylindra dropped one of Thesserai's cards. Maybe she found it washed up on her island. Wonder why she was carrying it around, though. Hoping it would help somehow?
I was wondering when you would return. It seems that I underestimated you. Truth be told, I hardly expected you to die or run away when I sent you to investigate the lighthouse. But here you are. The myths are gone and the island seems to be safe. Thank you for your service to Candlekeep. Your payment, as promised.
If you'd like, we can continue on to more adventures now, or you can continue to explore. You'll always be able to come back later. If you're ready to move on, go speak with the man in the cart. He's a friendly sort, though I can't remember his name.